You ever feel just completely drained by modern life? What if I told you the solutions to some of our biggest, most annoying problems are actually hiding in plain sight, in texts written thousands of years ago? Well, today, we're going to unlock some seriously practical wisdom from two ancient Buddhist suttas that can genuinely change how you handle your life, starting right now.
Okay, let me paint a picture, see if this sounds familiar. You're scrolling online and get sucked into a comment war. Or you're in a work meeting that's just going around in circles, and you can literally feel your energy just draining away. We've all been there, right? That feeling of being stuck in some pointless, totally exhausting conflict. So where do we find the escape hatch? Well, believe it or not, it's in these two ancient texts, the Agivagacha and Mahavakachagattara suttas. And don't worry, think of these less as some dusty, complicated philosophy and more like a user's manual for your brain, a practical guide for a smarter, more peaceful way to live. All right, so here's the game plan. We're going to dive right into how you can escape pointless arguments. Then we'll talk about a cool way to see people as processes. After that, we'll see why asking how instead of why is a total game changer. And finally, we'll cover learning with true humility before we bundle it all up into your new mental toolkit. All right, first up, let's talk about conflict management. This is all about reclaiming your time and your sanity from those conversations that just go nowhere. And you know, the Buddha actually gave a masterclass in this, and it is so relevant for today. So the Buddha, right? He gets hit with these 10 big, cosmic, unanswerable questions, is the universe eternal? Stuff like that. And what does he do? He doesn't bite. He just sets them aside. He knew that arguing just to argue, when it doesn't lead to anything good, is just a massive waste of your most valuable resources, your time and your energy. And you can't get those back. So how do we use this today? Well, look at this. On one side, you've got the stuff that just drains your battery, those endless comment threads, office meetings that are just a complete loop. But on the other side, that's where the real progress happens. So the next time you feel yourself getting pulled into a debate, just stop and ask yourself one thing. Am I trying to solve a problem here, or am I just trying to be right? That question changes everything.
Okay, moving on to our second tool, and this is a big one. It's a huge mindset shift that's not just about how you see other people, but maybe even more importantly, how you see yourself and your own potential. The sutta gives us this amazing metaphor. Think about a fire. A fire isn't just a fire, right? It's a process. It can be a huge bonfire or just a tiny little flame. And what makes the difference? The fuel. And people, we're the exact same way. We're not fixed things. We're processes. And our fuel, things like anger or ignorance, or on the other hand, compassion and wisdom, determines what kind of fire we are in any given moment. And this is where it gets really powerful. It's a total shift in how you see things. So instead of labeling someone, he is a bad person, you can see it as, okay, he's currently being fueled by a lot of anger. And for yourself, instead of thinking, I'm a failure, it becomes, you know what? I just don't have enough of the right fuel, enough practice yet. This little switch helps you forgive others so much more easily, and man, it makes you so much more resilient. Tool number 3. This one is all about getting out of that passive why me funk and jumping into active problem-solving mode. And it all comes down to one simple but honestly life-changing tweak in the questions you ask yourself. So there's this wanderer named Vakagota, and at first, he's totally stuck on why. He keeps asking the Buddha all these huge, abstract questions like, why does the world exist? And he gets no answers. That's because asking why in these situations is a trap. It's the classic, why did this happen to me? It just keeps you stuck in the past, feeling like a victim. It leads absolutely nowhere productive. But then, everything changed. Vakagata switched his question. He started asking practical things, like how can I do good? And that, right there, is the action-oriented mindset. So you don't ask, why did I lose my job? You ask, okay, how can I update my resume and find a better one? You don't ask, why don't they like me? You ask, how can I improve my communication skills? The next time you're facing a challenge, stop that why me thought in its tracks and immediately switch to, how can I solve this? That's where all your power is. Okay, our final tool. And honestly, this might be the most important one of all. It's all about the attitude you bring to, well, everything. To learning, to your relationships. It's about integrity and this quiet, really amazing power you find in humility. There's this amazing little story about Vachagata. So he wants to become a monk, right? And they tell him, okay, you got to wait 4 months for a probation period. And his response is just incredible. He says, I will gladly wait for 4 years. Wow. I mean, that's not just being patient. That shows how unbelievably sincere he was, how deeply he wanted to learn. And here's the lesson for us, for our modern lives. It doesn't matter if you're learning a new skill, starting a new job, or being mentored by someone. People would so much rather deal with someone who is sincere, humble, and trustworthy than some know-it-all. That integrity Vachagata showed, it got him accepted immediately. Your sincerity, it earns you trust. And trust, well, that's the foundation of every great relationship and collaboration. All right, so we have covered a lot of ground, haven't we? We've basically taken this ancient wisdom and turned it into a set of practical strategies for right now. So let's wrap this up and put your new mental toolkit all in one place. Here they are, your 4 new tools for a wiser life. Number 1, steer clear of pointless arguments. Number 2, see everyone, including yourself, as a changeable process. Number 3, stop complaining and focus on practical solutions by asking how instead of why. And number 4, always value sincerity and approach learning with humility. Okay, now for the most important part. Because look, knowing this stuff is one thing. Doing it is where the power is. So take a look at these 4 tools. Which one, just one, which one are you going to consciously start practicing today? Seriously, picking one and sticking with it could be the start of a remarkable shift for you. Thanks for joining this explainer.